this video is to show administrators or whoever is in charge in the department of creating and distributing making district distributions of common assessments for the benchmarking process that we are using to support our turnaround plan and NEASC. This is for you to demonstrate that. So we're going to go to edsite.com, of course. You're going to land, as an administrator, you're going to land on your admin home. This looks quite different than your teacher home. You toggle between the two here. So to create a district distribution, you need to be logged in. You need to be on your admin home. The reason for district distribution is that it keeps the data, or gathers all the data between classes, so you can see every single US 1 teacher and every single US 1 student, and you can compare the data from that entire cohort, which is what we'd like to do to show, I think, to show improvement as a school. So we're going to actually go to district assignments. This is assuming that, of course, your assignment has been made by you or somebody else and that it's been marked as a common assessment. Now, for me, I have created a test run in the history department. So, again, I was at content, district assignments, and I'm going to find my assignment that I want to give to all of my US 1 teachers, for example. Actually, I put it in US 2. So I made an assignment about dogs. So let's pretend we're benchmarking them on reading about dogs. So we're going to click the checkbox next to that, go to assignment options, and click create distribution. I would suggest naming the distribution something really straightforward and clear, so you can differentiate between your baseline, your midpoint, and your final or summative, whatever you want to call it. So we'll call this dogs 2. As you can see, I've already made a few. Those from last year mistakes. These are from this year. This is the best formatting I have here. So US 1 cycle 1, that's right now fall pre-assessment, fall 2020. And for our midpoint, I'll just change the word pre-assessment to midpoint. And for the final one, I'll just put I'll just change that word to final assessment, or whatever it is that we're supposed to call it. Just for the sake of not confusing my other history distributions, I'm going to call it dogs. We'll see dogs 101, cycle 1, pre-assessment, fall 2020. You have an option to save it in a folder. I don't really know where these folders came from. They just kind of appeared. So I'm going to choose LCHS history. There we go. And I'm going to create new distribution. Now there's a bunch of things you can do here. One thing I might do is fix the grade level over here. Our US 2 class, so we'll just pretend they're taught to 9, 10, 11, and 12. But you can, if you're doing, AP Micro and it's only 11th and 12th, just mark 11th and 12th. I don't think it really matters for our purposes, but it's nice to have, concise, specific information and data. Everything over here is fine. You might want to change the date that it becomes available by going here. Like if you don't want teachers to start it until Monday, you would click on Monday. If you wanted to end where there's no longer a point where there's a point where they can no longer take the assessment, you can do that here. I wouldn't recommend this because, as you know, we have a lot of absent kids. So, and there's going to be a whole problem with getting them to do it late. So I would just leave that open. You're going to leave it on Park Viewer. The reason we use Park Viewer is because, as you can see, there's no MCAS viewer, and Park is the most similar looking to MCAS. As far as other settings here, there's some fancy things in performance bands. You can color code the grades that the students get. You can change some of the settings that similar to what we changed in the creating the assignment itself. I would change change this to hide answers in detail report. This is just so it doesn't tell them the specific answers, in case a student's absent and you don't want them to see the answer from the other student who took a picture of it, or what have you. That's really the only thing you need to change, but there are periodic tables and things for science. I'd also enable masking so they can eliminate answers. But that's really about it. And math people, you might want to let them have a calculator if they need it. So it's right on the screen. But those are the basics that you need. So we're going to click Save. Now we're going to go to Assign Classes. I'm going to assign people to these classes. To assign this district distribution to certain classes. So I'm just going to use myself so I don't mess up anybody else. Let's say I'm going to assign it to my homeroom, let's say we're going to assign it to my honors US 1, and my honor and we'll just do US 2 and all my US 2 classes. Hopefully this won't be too confusing when we log in next time. So we'll do all my US 2 classes. These are my classes that were made by mistake, so I'm going to ignore those. This is the nice new formatting for my new real classes. Now, if I wanted to add several other teachers that were teaching US 2, what I do is I leave those check marks checked, and then I'm going to go ahead and search, let's say, Mike teaches US 2 as well, so I'm going to give that to his honor, all his US 2 classes. Okay, and then I'm going to assign it to Mr. Pardo as well, because she has US 2 classes, and then I'm going to show you how this all works out. You do have to pick every teacher in every class like this. Now, if I clear the search, it should show me, it should allow me to kind of see which ones I picked. Oh, perhaps not. Oh, there they are. It'll show you, it'll have highlighted all the ones I check marked. So when I go to assign classes, I'm going to see a whole bunch of classes that this common assessment was assigned to. Now I have all of Mr. Curley's classes, all of Mr. Pardo's classes, and I think I missed me. So let's say we miss a teacher. You're going to go back to assign again. This is the case too if for some reason you forget to do a certain teacher or something like that. You can always go back and add them later. So I'm going to add myself again. I don't know why I missed that. Actually, it may be because it could be on a second page. Now it's on the second page. So let's make sure I don't forget to assign this to myself. I want to do you can also do this. You can do US 2, and it'll give me all Ms. Tobacco's US 2 classes. So that's pretty convenient also to narrow it down. Or you can search by grade level, all of this stuff, but those are the most useful, the name and the name of the class. So I'm going to assign them to Ms. Tobacco because I forgot. And there we go. Should all be assigned here. They're not in order by teacher. That's why they look messed up. Okay, so now it's all Mike's, all Mr. Pardo's, Mr. Tobacco's. So now I've assigned them to teachers. Now the teachers can do them or assign them to their students. There is a new trick that we can use to give teachers the code for the students to start, and it makes it so much easier. So you're going to click Notify Teachers. If you don't click anything here for select classes, it'll send to all of the teachers. And this is what they will look like. If you preview, this is what the email will look like. This will go out immediately. There'll be however many classes there are, there'll be that many emails because there's a unique code for each student. It does give you the directions and the teacher preview. This all goes out to your teachers. Each one is customized, obviously, for each class and teacher. The only problem I have with this is if you don't have students sign in first from edsite.com/go, this may, not that it won't work, but they'll have to sign in anyway. So the only thing I would change is go to edsite.com/go, have the students sign in the way that through the Clever app, and then this is their code. So as soon as they log in, they'll see a blue button that says Start Assignment, and they click that, and then they copy in the student access code. But I just wanted to use this video to explain how your teachers receive that. I actually have an example of the email I sent earlier. So this is what I got for my US1 cycle, US2 cycle 1 pre-assessment instructions. I got this. I just popped these into the Zoom chat. Or you can make a page in Schoology with the directions. It's just easy enough to pop it into the Zoom chat. And it really just takes care of itself once students are logged in correctly. And so that's really all your teachers need to do. Just as an example, I also want to show you if teachers don't read that email for some reason, when they do log in and it's time for them to give that assignment to teach to their students, their homepage will be here. So they will see that the assignment has been, admin assigned me this this assignment here for my students. You can click the start code, and you can take that and send it to the students, and they can put that in for the start code. But this is, I think the email is easier personally. Teachers will also be able to see live progress of the students. This is super, super useful. I don't want to show all my students, but this is super, super useful because you can see with these percentages and the green dots and red dots over here, and this pie chart, who has submitted it and who hasn't opened it. So if you have, 10 unopened assignments, these students were absent today, but if you have these 10 unopened assignments, you're going to scroll down to the bottom there and see which one is, their name will be there, and it'll be like a blank row, no percentage, no green or red dot, and Jimmy, what's going on, or do you need some help? It seems like you're not working on this assignment, and that's how you troubleshoot to make sure everyone becomes engaged in the class. So there's a whole bunch of other fancy things that you can do with this stuff. But this video is really just to show you how to, as administrator, how to create that district distribution and how teachers will receive that. I can do another video on the teachers only who are just assigning this common assessment. I would love to do one from the student view, but I can't, I don't have a student access. So that's all for now.